How to Create a Glitch Monologues Season 32 Chapter 4. This is Season 32 of How to Create a Glitch in the Matrix Monologues Episode 4. In this episode, we will be building upon the ideas set out in Episode 2 of this season in relation to objects. Now, in Episode 2 of this season, we talked about how we can ascribe personality to objects, in the sense we can infer or project a kind of intentionality upon them, to the extent that they fit into our consensuality or non-consensuality. The projecting of intentionality upon an object takes its most extreme example in idol worship, practiced by tribal societies. In this case, the idol is ascribed not just a limited personality, but a totality of consciousness. Now, tribal, idol-worshipping societies are typically polytheistic. That is to say, individual tribes will favor one idol over another, while also devoting some limited degree of worship to the others. All of this, manifestly, corresponds to the imputation of a level of intentionality to that object which approaches immanence. Typically, those idols were gods of physical processes such as storms and other natural processes. That is to say, the physical processes themselves become manifestations of the larger intentionality of the idol. By unifying physical phenomenon in the substance of an immanent being, these societies splinter their subjecthood into a unified reactive emotionality. Which is to say that their reactive emotions become oriented around some specific object. In concert with these reactive emotions, they will also exhibit an intellectual attachment through acts of handling, possession, or worship. They will preferentially expectation match the perceived wishes of that deity in their own relationships and daily life. All of this represents a kind of continuity to their contingency, making the movement of their consciousness into the next moment contingent upon the existence of that deity. In effect, they make that deity real through their attachment. Now, what this also means is that by making their actions contingent upon an entity with a normative structure, that is, an archetypal alignment, they are projecting that intentionality, that subjecthood, into their non-consensuality. Effectively, they are renouncing their subjecthood to create an entity which resides outside their expectation field. In so doing, they shape their passage from one moment to the next through renunciation, rather than direct intentionality. Thus, it is not surprising that the focus of faith-based religions is usually on submission to the will of some deity, that is to say, the renunciation of the agency of one's action to one's non-consensuality. A second point must be made. By orienting one's worship, movements, to the same object, whether it be an idol or a church or some other structure, and mirroring that along with other believers in that deity, one combines a physical gateway between those corresponding minds with the above contingency. That's the end of the podcast for today. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe.